The story begins with an alliance between Nazi Germany and one of the most powerful Islamic leaders of the 20th century, Haj Amin al Husseini, the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem. Their relationship has not been widely reported, likely because it contradicts the usual narrative that anti-Semitism in the Arab world is simply a response to Israel and its so-called misdeeds. But the truth goes much deeper. In 1941, al-Husseini went to Berlin, where he met with Hitler, pledged his support, and began broadcasting Nazi propaganda to the Arab world, calling on Muslims to kill the Jews as a religious obligation. The Grand Mufti of Jerusalem became deeply committed to the Nazi cause. He helped form Muslim SS units, worked directly with Heinrich Himmler, and blocked Jewish refugees from escaping to Palestine, ensuring they remained targets of the Nazis' final solution. Eventually, the war ended, but its legacy lived on. The Muslim Brotherhood, then the most powerful Islamist movement in the world, welcomed al-Husseini as a hero. Its founder, Hassan al-Banna, called him a miracle of a man who kept the Nazi mission alive. Germany and Hitler are gone, al-Banna wrote, but Amin al-Husseini will continue the struggle. Al-Husseini brought Nazi ideology back to the Middle East, where it took root in not only the Muslim Brotherhood, but also the PLO and Hamas. His Jew hatred was absorbed by Palestinian nationalism, repackaged as resistance by a society that honored him for his crimes. Al-Husseini insisted on the wars in 1947 and 1948 in order to prevent Israel's establishment, fanning the flames that would make rejecting Israel's existence a core principle of Arab politics from that time forward. In other words, the foundational story of modern Palestinian politics was written by a Nazi collaborator. American liberals, Zionist leaders, even The Nation magazine were well aware of al-Husseini's visceral hatred for Jews, Judaism, and the Zionist project. They called for him to be tried for war crimes. But the US, Britain, and France, eager to maintain Arab support in the early Cold War, refused. He returned to Cairo a free man, where he was hailed as a leader and never held accountable. Decades later, the consequences of his efforts exploded into view. The ideology which propped up the Nazi regime resurfaced in the Hamas charter, in Hezbollah sermons, in the theology of Al-Qaeda. Suicide bombings and jihadi violence were the aftershocks of a political theology shaped by Nazism and repackaged as holy war. The Nazi regime was defeated in 1945, but in the Arab world, its ideas remained and took on a new life.